Hey, hi, hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jess, and if you can see any of the mess, no, you can't. You can't see it. You just see this precious angel right here. But that's not the point. Today I wanted to talk to you briefly about the HarperCollins strike and also Epic Reads and their Book Shimmy Awards. So if you don't know, Epic Reads is one of the many, do you consider them, what is it called? Publishing, like an imprint under HarperCollins. And right now, HarperCollins staff are on strike in New York. So I wanna share what they have posted on their Twitter. So basically why they're on strike, ways you can support them, and so like the do's, but also the don'ts, because some people have been doing things like 1-starring reviews for books that are published under HarperCollins, and that's not what we wanna do. And then what that means about the Book Shimmy Awards. And I'm bringing those up because the semifinals have ended and the finals are gonna be soon. And I also was nominated, in which I feel very grateful for, very thankful. But I want to just speak on all that. So let's start with the HarperCollins strike. So it's on Twitter. So they have a thread where it says like the do's and don'ts of what to do to support their strike. So do donate if you can. They do have a strike fund, and I can link, they have a whole link tree. I can link that down below. If you are in New York City or the surrounding area and can go to the picket line, bringing them like food, that would help. Water, hand warmers, scarves. Like, I will post these things on the screen so you can see it. So then talk about it. So share their tweets, share their graphics. If you have a newsletter, put that out. You can send in emails, any book events, any of your social media platforms. They have buttons so you can wear that, and so that can start conversations about what the strike is. Also, if you're in New York City, like earlier, you can also join the picket line because they are physically outside chanting, and they have the address here. So those are all of the do's. Now for the don'ts, do not boycott HarperCollins titles. That hurts authors, and they obviously want authors to succeed. Improved conditions for Harper workers means improved conditions for authors. Support authors by buying Harper books from indie bookshops. Do not spread false information. So when you're in doubt about what exactly they're asking for or what they want people to do or not do, just share their graphics and follow this Twitter for the most up-to-date information. And finally, do not cross the picket line. So this means if you're a freelancer, don't take new HarperCollins contracts while they're striking. If you're a reviewer or a blurber, I didn't know that was a word. Hold your reviews, nominations, and any other content until we have a fair contract. No new contracts without our contract. And then management. Don't physically cross our picket line. Stay at home, out of support for the union. If you are required to go in the office, wear your HPC union support buttons. So those are the things that they are asking people to do. So that does not mean make unhaul videos about HarperCollins or 1-star review HarperCollins books just because. Still wants to support authors, because supporting the people who work at HarperCollins support authors, but also you can just be vocal about it, sharing it on your social media platforms, donate if you can take them food or join them physically in New York City. Those are ways to support them. So this is their press release originally. And so this was October 17th, 2022. Unionized employees of HarperCollins publishers authorized another strike by a 95.1% vote. The strike will commence on November 10th if the publisher does not agree to a fair contract. The union, Local 2110 of the UAW, represents 250 plus employees in editorial, sales, publicity, design, legal, and marketing departments. The union is bargaining for higher pay, a greater commitment to diversifying staff, and stronger union protection. Negotiations started in December 2021, and unionized employees have been working without a contract since April 2022. This strike authorization and a strike deadline come after months of negotiation and a one-day strike on July 20th. Most recently, the union has filed an unfair labor practice charge with the National Labor Relations Board in response to the company's refusal to provide information pertinent to bargaining. We have been bargaining for 11 months toward an agreement that would make HarperCollins a more accessible, equitable, and just workplace, said Laura Harshberger, a senior production editor in children's books and the union chairperson. Once again, the members voted to authorize a strike because the company refuses to agree to a fair contract for the employees that make it so successful. This time, our mandate is even stronger with even greater participation across union membership. The current vote has seen greater turnout and a greater number of affirmative votes from the last summer, 194 to 10. That's 95.1% yes compared to 185 to 1 last time. While union members were voting to authorize the strike, the company announced layoffs, including a number of bargaining unit employees. Management is citing cost cutting as the motivation for these layoffs, but they failed to specify what other measures have been considered and implemented before putting employees' livelihoods on the chopping block, says Stephanie Gerdon, an associate editor in children's books who has worked at HarperCollins since 2017. Brian Murray's announcement on Thursday also mentioned hiring freezes, which the company denied were happening earlier this fall. It is no surprise that our members do not trust management and want to see their commitments reflected in a union contract. We need a tangible change and not empty promises. The mainly women workers average $55,000 annually with a starting salary of $45,000. Many employees cite pressure to work extra hours without additional compensation. The company, one of the top 5 book publishers globally, reported record-setting profits in the past 2 years. HarperCollins employees have had a union for more than 80 years, and it is one of the earliest unions of white-collar workers in the country. It is part of Technical Office and Professional Union UAW Local 2110. Contract negotiations with HarperCollins management began in December 2021, with a 1-year pandemic extension of the contract was set to expire. Currently, HarperCollins is the only major book publisher in the U.S. to be unionized, though book publishers in other countries have unions. So then it has the local who they also represent. Now, this says $55,000 starting at $45,000, and most of these people are required to work in or very close to New York City, which is one of, if not the most expensive place in the world to live. And they're making $55,000, and that's not even starting. That's not any, I don't know if y'all haven't seen any TikToks or things that people talking about rent. They're renting shoe boxes. They're renting apartments smaller than this entire room for $2,000 or more per month. If that's just rent in New York. I do not understand. So then I also wanted to share this thread. This is from Ashley Woodfolk, who is a young adult author. I really thought HarperCollins would have responded to the union by now, but as more time passes, I feel like I have to speak up. And this was on December 2nd. As a former publishing employee, I know what it's like to try and pursue a highly competitive career you're passionate about in one of the most expensive cities in the world, and spoiler alert, it is not easy. I started working in publishing when I was 23. In 2009 as a marketing assistant, I believe my starting salary was $33,000, which after taxes came closer to $25,000. I lived in Jersey and commuted because I couldn't afford to live in NYC. Buying a $300 plus a month train pass was a gun punch. By the time I left publishing a decade later, my salary had doubled, which is still lower than a manager level in any other media industry, but not much had changed at the entry level. Nearly everyone I started out in publishing with had left, had help from family or spouses, or were working second jobs to make ends meet. Hell, I only lasted as long as I did because I'd landed a book deal that supplemented my income. While it would be easy to argue that publishing notoriously offers low wages and that people who pursue a publishing career know what they're getting into, so much about the "this is the way it's always been" argument rubs me the wrong way. Everyone deserves to earn a living wage, and by refusing to pay book professionals what they deserve, the industry as a whole is suffering. By the way, HPC Union is only asking for a $5,000 entry-level salary increase from $45,000 to $50,000. HarperCollins says that they champion diversity, that they want to publish and employ all kinds of people, but low wages have a very specific outcome. Only people with a financial safety net can work a job that doesn't pay enough to live. And if those are the only people a book publisher is employing, those are the only people who will be in the room when books are being discussed, acquired, packaged, marketed, and sold. I think we know the legacy and litany of problems created by that, and if you don't, see below. And then there's links to articles. I'm proud to be published by HarperCollins, among other publishers. This industry has made my wildest dreams come true. Still, HPC Union or HCP Union deserves what they're asking for and more, and the industry cannot do good work without good people being supported at every level. Facts. The fact that they're only asking for a $5,000 increase for the starting salary and they still haven't met that is wild to me. So that thread, and there's more on that. I can link though. There's more people who quote tweeted Ashley's thread, and I can link Ashley's thread. You can see the other tweets and replies, but that is even doubling. So if Ashley went from $33,000 to $66,000 in 10 years, that's still not enough money to live in New York City. Even live in New Jersey. I'm sure it's very expensive there, cheaper than New York City, but it is It is ridiculous. So how this ties into the Epic Reads Book Shimmy Awards. So their award, it's a young adult. Epic Reads puts out young adult titles. And then they have these awards. So they have different ones. They have like best cover award, best standalone, like different categories. And right now the semi, it's closed because the semifinals ended. So then there'll be the finals round, see who made it to the finals. So I was nominated for like Book Nerd of the Year, which is incredible that enough people nominated me on their own, that I was nominated for this. So to anyone who did that, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I don't know if I'll make it to the final, but I'm just honored to have been nominated in the first place. And there's lots of other amazing creators who have been nominated. So if I myself make it to the final round and for some reason win, I don't think I will because there's people with massive followings on there, but you know, let's just speak in this world where I won. I think I will find the tweet that HarperCollins would ask of the winner that they basically like decline. Like, I don't think you get anything besides like the title, but basically like it's a gesture, right? Saying I'm standing in solidarity with HarperCollins union and would decline. So I would to support them. Now, I don't know if other creators are aware of this strike or aware of what the union would ask of someone if they, you know, won this title, but that is something that I would do. Now, I don't know if I'm going to make it to the finals, and then if I made it to the finals, like I said, I don't think I'm going to win, but anyway, that's the importance because Epic Reads is under HarperCollins, and that's just another way to support them. So I still say vote in the Book Shimmy Awards, and if you follow or support or interact any way with the other book nerds that are nominated for the awards, maybe let them know. I don't know if they'll see your message, or you could just share that in your stories, but just let them know that as well, that it is a sign of solidarity if you just decline publicly the award. But that's all. I just wanted to share that. I hope that this can end soon so these people can stop striking and be able to get what they're asking for, which is not a lot. They should get a lot more than that and be able to enjoy their holidays. So please, HarperCollins, please agree to this. Actually, you should go above this and show a gesture, because how? During the pandemic, your sales have increased year after year, and somehow y'all are laying people off because, blah, blah, blah. It's always funny with corporations how during these times that we're coming in a recession or whatever, that they're making increased profit, but for some reason letting people go. It's funny how much are the people at the top making a lot of fucking money. It's absurd, and I really hope that they respond to the union with what they're asking for, and honestly more, ASAP-ually, so these people can rest. So anyway, like I said, I will include all these links so that you can share things and be aware of how to support the union, and let's just hope for them that they get what they're asking for ASAP Rocky. So thank you so much for watching. Share this video, please, so that this can get more. Obviously, we want it to spread. We want it to get out there. So share things on Twitter, share this video, share information, get you a button. They got a hoodie, I love me a hoodie. Maybe not, but thanks so much for watching. Stay blessed, hydrated, moisturized, and sunscreen. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.